I'm ready for this one.
What is the actual topic?
We're back with another
episode
of
of
the
the actual
uneducated. Come over this here, I got you. Of the uneducated educator, and I'm very excited and happy to talk about this topic because I am a former side chick.
I ain't never been a white side
Boom. Whatever. You've been in a relationship my whole life. That don't count. Anyways, we're gonna talk about why the woman be so mad at the side chick and not mad at her man. Take it away, Chris.
Well, I think the reason why y'all women be mad at the side chick because she got your man. And the reason why she got your man because y'all not in the house listening to your man. And when I say listening, I'm not talking about directions and him telling you what to do as far as pick this up. I'm talking about listening to see what he needs. You're not giving him the option to be open and honest in the relationship so that y'all can work on the things that y'all need. Second of all, I'm not going to say you're not doing what it is in your house to keep your man. What I'm saying is you're not listening. Ash?
I agree. Nobody steps out of a happy home. So that's number one. Um, let me just start off before I go to number two. Let me just start off by saying, granted, I used to be a side chick. I never intended to be one. I don't think it's a good idea to be one. It's very harmful and hurtful to both women in the situation. The man is the only one winning, by the way. So it's not a good look for anybody in this situation. But number two, um, the dude was not even treating you right. I understand that women are mad at the side chick because they gonna stay with that man. Ain't nobody mad at the side chick that's gonna leave their man. Like they're gonna stay with that man. If they was mad at him, then you might know she gonna go somewhere. But she ain't mad at him. He at home. She cooking dinner. She actually acting right, and she want to fight the side chick on site. Like that's not how that works. The side chick did nothing to you. She didn't know you. She didn't lay down with you. She never agreed to be loyal to you. She did not build trust with you. She did not have kids with you. That's what your man did. Your man broke all of that. The side chick probably didn't even know you existed because they be lying and said it's not what it was. So I think they should just direct that anger at the man.
At the man?
Punch him in his temple.
Punch him in his temple. Listen, they gonna say a man is gonna be a man. Is a man gonna be a man? Is a man gonna be a man? Listen, according to the demographics out there, it's so little women out here that men definitely can double up and triple up on women, right? But a real man is not like that. These are not real men. These are kids, babies, people immature. Only immature people do things like that. First of all, if she doesn't know that you exist, then she's not really a side chick. She's just being somebody's fool just as well as you are. Okay. But if she does know, right, that you exist, it's because you allowed her to get in where you didn't fit in. You know what I'm saying? This is what a side chick does. And basically all a side chick is somebody to go to get what it is you don't get at home. So I blame the men, yes. Because they're not expressing to their women what it is that they're missing in their household so that the women can make the adjustments. I can't blame the side chick because she might not know. You know what I'm saying? And even she don't know is only because she's only being available for him for sex and whatever other little small physical or mental satisfaction and gratification that he's looking for. But again, you cannot take that out on her because he's putting her in that position. She's not putting herself in that position. And quite honestly, if he can tell her about you, then there's no necessity for him. And y'all need to start letting go of these guys. You know what I'm saying? These are not the guys that you can settle down with. They don't want to settle down. But again, if you get to know these people in the beginning of your relationship, y'all will both be open and honest enough to let people know when things are changing in the relationship for you so that y'all can adjust if this is the relationship you want to be in. But like I said, most of the time y'all trap these men into these relationships because y'all get pregnant. And then they have to decide right then and there if they have to do the honorable thing. But then because this is not really where they want to be, it's a lot of frustration and anger inside these relationships, and they tend to go look for the release elsewhere because they didn't take the time to get to know you either. So y'all all in these hostile relationships, and everybody needs a release. And here we are, the side chick, the one who relationship didn't work out for them either, or don't like relationships no more because they can't find that man, or this is the only type of attention they can get, so they're making themselves readily available for these type of dudes. It's not their fault. It's your fault. Don't blame the women in the situation. Don't blame the men in the situation because it could be side dudes too. Don't blame them. They're just trying to get in where they're fitting. But like I said, if y'all take the time to get to know your mates, these things couldn't happen because they'd be open and honest enough to let you say, look, I need a finger in my butt right now.
I need to be paid.
Whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And that way you can make a choice in your life whether or not you want to continue with this person or they need to move on and you need to find somebody that's more like-minded and the attraction is similar. Ash?
I agree. I feel like the difference between like a wholesome relationship, wholesome as in complete unity, it doesn't always have to be perfect, but at least it's a united front between the partners, and one that has a side chick or a side dude is communication. People are always going to, like, there's billions of people in the world. Somebody's always going to find your partner attractive. Your partner might always find somebody else attractive. You're not the first person they've been attracted to. You're probably not going to be the last. But when they respect you and y'all can communicate and be open and free with each other, you don't have that problem. Somebody can hit on them every day, and it could be somebody at work. They will shut them down every time when y'all are united front. But when it's chaos at home and chaos within yourselves, everybody that hits on them is going to be the one. And it's going to, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be the one to step in. It's going to be the one that broke up the happy home. But it wasn't a happy home because it wasn't wholesome. It wasn't wholesome prior to that person appearing.
And you sitting in the street fighting, getting your clothes torn up, getting your hair ripped out, all because this dude didn't want to communicate with you or you didn't want to ask him any questions or dwell deeper into some of the things that you was noticing, is the reason why you end up in a situation. My wife is not the one that likes to be embarrassed, so I don't think she would want to even put herself in a situation to be embarrassed like that. Neither I. I'm not going to be knowing that I'm in a committed relationship, the one that I've been working on all this time, to go find somebody just to gratify me for that 35 minutes. Because then you end up, if you break up with your girl or whatever, your wife or whatever, and then you end up with the side chick, the same thing might happen. She might just do the same thing to you. Because it's 9 times out of the 10, you lose them how you got them.
Oh, boy. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
As a former side chick, that was also true for me because we got in a relationship.
But you, now this is a small little note to the side chick. I find that women and men who are side chicks is only because they don't have enough confidence inside themselves and put themselves to say no. To say no to something they don't want to do. Just because they in lack of attention. This is where self-love comes into play. If you can't take the time to get to know somebody a few months before y'all get into any type of sexual relations, then you would know whether or not they're in a relationship with somebody else but by the time they're able to spend with you and their behavior. And then you would know that you might want to figure out, oh, that way they moved the other day. They messing with somebody.
Exactly. And as a former side chick, I like saying that.
Why?
It sounds so funny.
That's
as
crazy.
A former side chick, like it was a job. Like I used to be a former professor. I used to be a former teacher. I was a former side chick. But I will share the details of my story. Now I can look back and be open and honest with myself because, like you said, it was a low point in my life. I wasn't always a confident person. So that made it easier. I was in the military. I was drinking a lot, like a freaking frat brother.
Okay.
So that probably didn't help that we were all partying, and it was just always.
Now she just didn't take accountability for the decision she made. She blamed it on
No,
alcohol.
I'm being real. It was just always a good vibe in a party, and that comes with partying sometimes. It was a weird situation because I met her prior, and I told him, I'm like, I'm not doing that. I don't even know why she agreed to let him invite some woman over, knowing that he had a history of being somebody that went outside their relationship. So that was weird to me anyway, but I think she thought that she would warn me that she didn't play. And I was just like, dude, I'm not messing with you. Like, I'm not interested. She really cares about you, and I don't want nothing to do with that. And then that probably, I don't know, a couple months later, that all that went out the window again. We were still hanging out.
I gotta say
this. I did have to be mature enough. Eventually, me and her did have a sit down, and I apologized to her because I never ever intended to hurt her feelings. I had to let her know that I did not meet her to be deceitful. I didn't meet her to be that person behind her back. I'm like, Laura, I don't know what was wrong.
And so, what happened with that relationship with you and your side?
We have a baby, and we in a relationship again. And we back together, but we did. The same thing happened. We got together. He cheated on me for years. Like, I would have to be honest. We had to break up, and that didn't work. It didn't work.
Now, listen, guys, because I'm not really one, like my grandma would say, is put water on my tongue. You know what I'm saying? To talk. I'm not gonna hold my tongue here because this is some real shit. He cheated on his other girl with Ashley, had a baby with Ashley, cheated on Ashley, and now they're back together. Anybody see a pattern here? Hey, America, anybody see a pattern here? Why does Ashley think that now he's gonna stop being a cheater? I don't understand women. I know, I don't understand y'all. People do change. People do understand. But if a person if you're gonna be with a person at your lowest moment, right? And you don't stick it through then, why is it now that when you think you have healed yourself, you would go backwards? That's just all I'm asking.
Because I had stuff to work on too. It's a lot more to that.
I understand that. So now I would want to know, what is the real reason why you with this dude? Because he's not a loyal dude. He wasn't loyal to his previous baby mother. He's not loyal to this baby mother. And there's quite a possibility. Old habits are hard to break, right? But if a person hurts you in that way, there's quite a possibility that they can hurt you in that way again, and there will always be an insecurity in your relationship. I'm just letting you know that.
I mean, that's possible.
It is possible.
It's also possible to get past that.
You want to get past it?
Because I don't think insecurity is a personal thing. If I'm insecure, it's insecure within me. It doesn't matter if I'm with him or with somebody else. That's something that I would have to work through. Like, I could be insecure in my next relationship.
I can understand it, but you're not. That's because you didn't deal with the emotions that you were going through from that relationship.
Right.
So basically, what you did was get in another toxic relationship after that, correct?
I did.
So when are you going to break the pattern of toxicity?
That's what I want to know.
Now. No, you went back to a toxic situation.
No, I'm
not. Because you're more mature now, or because you're more mature.
To work on. I was also toxic in my relationship. I can't just blame it on him.
I understand.
I was toxic in my last relationship too. Regardless of what the dude did, I also have my own toxic stuff. So I feel like people need to be aware of themselves. It's just like if somebody's a crackhead, they don't got to be a crackhead for the rest of their life. They could get out of being a crackhead. Okay.
Crackhead is a drug user.
Okay.
But the behaviors that crackheads have, they don't get out of those.
What do? They start disappearing for 3 days?
They start doing other things.
Decision.
They start doing other things to replace that behavior, that drug, or whatever. And that's what people do at all times. Instead of dealing with the situation, they use and do things to replace it. That's not a good thing. You don't think that's true?
No, people can change.
People can change.
Yes.
People
and
can
be healthier and better. That's like if people are overweight and they lose weight and they make the choice to continue, they don't just go back to gaining the weight again. Some of them do. But some of them can maintain the changes that they made. It's possible.
Answer my question for me. Right? How do you feel like your child and your household is better for him than his first child and his first household? How come?
because me and him are making conscious decisions to work as a team. Well, I don't know what they do. I'll try to stay out of it. But if they continue to bump heads, they can't be better together.
All right, so he cheated on her. He cheated on you, right? So they're not together for the same reasons why y'all weren't together at one point, but now y'all back together, but they're not. So how you know he's not gonna figure that? No, you're right. This is the real wife for me because this is the one I had originally. You don't know that, right?
That's like you saying. That's like, how does Lee the girl for you? How's Lee the woman for you and not your ex-girlfriends?
Well, Lee has never cheated on.
That's not the point.
Oh, it is the point.
No, it's not. Cheating is not the only bad thing that people can do in a relationship.
No, but it's a form of manipulation.
Okay,
it's also a form of control.
There's other ways to do that, and I understand that when people cheat, it's not because he was not cheating because of me. He was cheating because of himself. That's something that he needs to work on within himself.
When did he fix that?
When we broke up. We broke up for 4 years.
I understand that, but when did he fix that?
During the time that we broke up.
And what did he do to fix that? Because I would like to know, and I bet you a lot of women would also like to know, what did he do to fix those cheating ways, those making babies here and there ways? Who does that? How do you come back from doing something all over again like that? How was that?
He's not making it. He didn't have any more babies.
Ladies, I don't know about y'all,
what?
But for me, if somebody cheated on me, right, I can love them from a distance, but I can't be with them anymore because you're telling me that I wasn't enough to keep faithful and enough to communicate. That's not what
cheating means.
But what does cheating mean?
It does not mean that I was not enough. Again, you can be whole and your partner cannot. If I'm whole and my partner is not whole, that has nothing to do with me and my wholeness.
Yeah, but
that's
why would
them
you?
And what they need to work on.
Why would you bring yourself down to a level of someone that's not whole when you're already whole? You're stepping backwards.
Because it's possible that he brought himself up. Why is that not an option? That's like if I have $1 million and he was a thousandaire at the time. Now he has $1 million too. So now we're both millionaires. Like, I don't understand why that part is not cooking.
To me, it seems like y'all started out with $1 million and he wasted his money. Now he ain't got nothing. He's coming back to see if he can get some more money. That's just how it looks.
I don't do that.
Yeah, but a lot of people, I can understand that.
I'm not encouraging people to do that. I'm encouraging people to do what works for them.
I understand. To each his own. I'm not saying that she's wrong for whatever position she's in life. I'm just saying like this, that behaviors, some things is very hard. Some patterns are very hard to break. But I'm an advocate for a person. I'm an advocate for people getting to know each other, right? Getting to get into these committed relationships so that you don't cheat. You don't have outside children. You don't leave. These children grow up in 2-parent households, but you first find yourself and get yourself together so that you don't settle for anything less than purity. I mean, that's just how I feel.
But that's not how it always goes.
It can though.
It
practice.
Can, and it should.
I agree
that that's how it should be. That's what I would like to teach my son. But I was not taught that, and I had to figure it out for myself. And
so here we go.
So
this is exactly what I'll be talking about. Yeah, I mean, I'm not here trying to down nobody. You understand me? But I will point out the truth in any situation that I see. You don't have to subject yourself to a person, right? And you don't have to be in a relationship with a person that you had kids with just because it seems right. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are very toxic and they will not make the situation any better. Ashley's saying that the situation has gotten different. Okay, we don't know. Only time.
I said that.
She's saying that now, but only time can tell. They're not married.
Okay.
Right, so they're not. They already had a child out of wedlock, and on the situation where they was in a cheating situation, they had a baby.
I was not. No, we were not in a cheating situation.
He doesn't have a baby mother, a previous relationship. He wasn't married before.
Okay, but he was not with her when I got pregnant. That's
he was
different.
You was with him when he was with her still, right?
Before I got pregnant. That's not the same thing.
Okay,
you brought the baby part in here.
I'm
That's
sorry.
The part that I'm
okay, corrected. All right, you didn't get pregnant in the midst of the infidelity
relationship.
When you finally got him to leave his other chick.
I did not get him to leave anybody.
Well, why didn't he stop messing with you and go back home? Why?
That was his choice. I don't know. I had never encouraged that. That's one thing I do not do. I don't encourage people to leave anybody. I already shouldn't have been in somebody else's house, but I'm not. I'm not asking no man to be with me.
Well, you heard what she said, right? She was young, she was drinking, she was loose, she was feeling herself, and she just made some bad decisions. And I understand, and that does happen. That's how a lot of y'all women end up sleeping with guys because you fast, loose, and lack of information.
Fast times at Ridgemont High. That's what we doing.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, sometimes it's the I guess the need to want to have somebody at the time that can overtake some. So how does it go? We get drunk and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna give it to anybody. No, the first person I see, I'm gonna just give it to.
We were drinking together.
I'm just talking about you now. I'm just talking about in general.
I know, but I'm trying to say, like, sometimes that's not how it is. Sometimes it's just, I don't know. You know, like in the military, and I'm guessing this happens at other workplaces. You spend more time with the people at work than you do with the people in your house. When you talk about getting to know people, we had the time to get to know each other at work and less time to get to know the people that we were with at home. I had a boyfriend at the time.
Right. So now listen to this. Neither one of you took care of any previous relationships that y'all was in before y'all engaged in a relationship. That was definitely toxicity.
A fling.
How does it a fling with a married man?
It wasn't supposed to be anything.
Scandalous.
I told you.
I mean, all right. Well, like you said, you're admitting it. You come, you deal with your truth. You say, look, that's what I did. Don't do that. I mean, right. I know it's hard for y'all not to, but don't do it. Don't do that. That's not a good reputation to have. It's being a side chick.
I don't care about a reputation. It didn't feel good.
But that's why
I was the person watching him go back home, and it didn't feel good when I was the person that he was cheating on. That's why I don't recommend it.
And y'all know that too, right, women? Y'all know that, right? It don't feel good when he leave, and it don't feel good when he can't come when y'all want him to. Right. So why even put yourself in that situation? Mm-hmm. Think better of yourself, because everybody's valuable. Every woman's beautiful.
I mean, you know what's crazy? Because we have.
I'm lying as hell, because some of y'all could be very ugly, and I don't mean physical features.
Anyways, it's funny, right? Because we spend our life growing up in the house. Oh, men, and we grew up with a great man in the house, by the way, a wonderful man in the home. Mm-hmm. And I spent my whole life hearing all men ain't ish, and men just do this, and all men cheat, and all men that. That when I got in that situation, I thought that was normal. I thought that was part of a relationship. I thought that was something that we could get over. We could work through. It's whatever. Because all men do it. Why would I leave him? And I got to go find another man to do the same thing. That's what I was taught. A
gem that Ashley brought. We are, as women, are conditioned to believe that it's all right for men to cheat on us. That is not true.
Exactly. And then you say, like, what changed? But now, when me and him talk about stuff, we can have that open conversation. We don't go into detail because I've made my peace with it. He's a different person. I'm a different person. I used to be very angry. It was, again, toxic on both parts. But we talk about that, and he, again, was taught the same thing. He thought that was normal. He thought that's what people do. That's what he grew up seeing his uncles do. That's what he grew up seeing people do. He thought that was part of being a man. And now that he's older, he has his own boys, and he's starting to see the things that he needs to teach them. He's like, that's ridiculous, and I should have never did that. Like,
see, and that's what I wanted to talk about too. Like, I'm going to do my own personal series about homosexuality and some of the ideas that I got throughout the years from seeing the men in my neighborhood and the men around me. But, you know, men are also taught that they're supposed to be able to conquer all things. So these are a lot of miscommunication and misinformation that our children are getting and going into the world and producing these toxic relationships. We need to be honest, you know what I'm saying? It's all right to just sleep with one woman at a time. It's all right if
in a time frame, not 1 hour, then the next hour is a different woman.
I mean, you know.
Not if you're in a relationship with them.
Well, no, not. But this is, again, if we could be just honest and just let people know, hey, I'm not looking for a relationship, I'm just looking for some sex, then people can understand where they stand. You know what I'm saying? If you choose to just have sex with that person, then there you go. But if you're looking for someone to be in a relationship and this person is not, trying to force it will get you only hurt. So this is why we need to be upfront. We need to teach our kids and let them know, listen, don't try to say or commit to anything until you're ready for it. That's it. Just take your time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all rushing into these relationships, y'all rushing into these sexual encounters, and after the sexual encounter, the dude don't even want to talk to you anymore. What'd you get?
A baby. Not just mine. I don't know.
Sometimes it is a baby. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's beat up from the side, from the wife. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not even worth it.
Ooh, sometimes you end up on Judge Mathis because you go there.
Ooh. I mean, because we could just go through the history of stuff we've seen on how many. What's this lady name? What's the judge name to do the paternity?
Oh, Judge Lauren Lake.
I'm saying we can do 1 million views, 1 million episodes of that. How many guys is out there? How many women out there don't even know who their baby father is? Y'all don't think that's something that we need to control? You know, that's something people need to be talking. There need to be places for these young girls to be able to express their feelings. And women, if y'all wasn't able to express your feelings and ask those questions in y'all in y'all households when y'all younger, you need to make that avenue open for your children, so that they know the correct situation. Not teaching them how to be a hoe, but how what society considers a hoe. Because quite honestly, if you're selling pussy, that's a different thing. You're in the business, okay? But if you just running around the neighborhood giving away pussy to somebody to get you pregnant, that's not the business. You understand what I'm saying? And it brings a bad name to you. Also, it takes away a little bit of your respect. You know what I'm saying? If you're giving away this, how they say, nobody buys the cow if they can get the milk free. Final thoughts?
My final thoughts is for the side chicks, don't be a side chick to a broke dude. That's gross. So,
my advice is to the women who's being cheated on. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at the side chick that don't know. And don't get mad at the side chick because she don't owe you nothing. Get mad at that dude. You understand me? But like I said, if you get to know these people before you get into these relationships, you don't really get into that, to all of those things. You end up having an open line of communication where y'all can get to the good points in life and get to know, each other and get that mental and that physical and all together, all wrapped up in a nice little boat, and live your lives. You know what I'm saying? Because the people only scandalous is the reason why they scandalous is because they don't have that ability to communicate in their relationships. I need to allow these lines of communication so that you don't get cheated on.
Or have to cheat.
And you're not in the street embarrassing yourself on Facebook, TikTok, or any other social media, either getting your ass whooped or beating on some bitch because she slept with your man. He's not your man.
Okay. If you gotta talk to somebody else, that's not your man at all. I cannot imagine. I'm not going nowhere.
If he love you, he ain't going to cheat. He going to tell you, look, I need this, that, and the third. And like I said, if you enjoyed this show, please like, share, subscribe. If you don't like it, if you think we're stupid, even write that. Comment down below. Tell us something. Just don't be peeking behind that curtain. Subscribe, share, let your family know, hey, these girls is keeping it real. Until next time, peace.
Yes,